Okay, we are live right now. I have a question to ask you. When you wake up in the morning, do you decide it or you just do it and get done with it? I'm sure all of you, it's a default behavior. It's something that we do over and over again every day, and we don't even think about it when we are actually doing it. Uh, this is because it's become a habit. Our mind is conditioned to believe that this is the first thing that we should do in the morning. Now, how is this related that we're going to talk about is because a lot of sales teams are conditioned to believe that discounting is the only way that a prospect is going to buy from you. Right? They tried this once, it worked, the customer bought it. They tried it the second time, and the customer bought it again, and they realized, look, if I really have to sell this product or service, then the only way I can do this is to constantly discount it, and that becomes your default behavior. That actually becomes a habit. As science says it, neurons that fire together wire together, right? So if there's a prospect, the salesperson is always conditioned to believe that, look, I just need to get into the pricing and discount it as much as possible. Only then it is going to sell. And this is a major assumption that sales teams make, and they're not going to really find out what the real objection could be. For all you may know, you can actually sell it at 2x the price, but you give them that offer which is one half of what the product or service actually costs, and they're still not buying. And you as a business owner are wondering, hey, why is my team just discounting, right? So that's a wrong culture to set. It's a wrong habit to ingrain in your team that, look, discounts is the only way to go forward. But sometimes discounts are necessary. Jerry, tell us, in what situation can discounting work?
Discounts work and more when you can convince your customer to buy, many units. Perhaps that you can have a slab where, suppose the initial approach of the prospect or the customer is to buy one unit, say.
Right.
But if your sales professional can convince him to pick up 5,
right,
then you could offer, for example, just for illustration purpose, give him a 20% discount vis-a-vis 1 unit and 5 unit. So, in bulk, discounts do work, and it has got a lot of impact, but when you sell only in quantity and more.
Right. So it's a volumes game.
Yeah.
If you can upsell, if you can increase the average ticket size, then discounting makes sense. But if you are created this culture where your team thinks that discounting is the only way they can sell, then you're in trouble, my friend. You have to break those notions and get your sales team to talk more about value. Right. We've done many videos on what do you do when you have to defend your pricing. So do look at those videos. Another thing is, in terms of your incentives, you should design it in such a manner that if your sales team is discounting and giving the product, it's only at X%, which is very ordinary. But if they don't discount and if they are actually selling it at the price that you want, then the incentive structure gets very aggressive, right? Just to give you an example again, if it was with a lot of discounts, then maybe the incentive could only be 5%. But look, if you're able to sell it at the margin that you want, right, at the price which should ideally be the price according to you, then you could take that incentive to 8, 10, 12, 15%. Only then the sales executive will be like, hey, if I sell it at that price, I get a lot more incentive. So the salesperson himself will try to improve his pitch, will try to understand the customer needs better, and will make sure that he or she is able to convince the customer at that particular price point.
Yeah, apart from that, one more thing you could do is that in every sales team, there is the top 10%, the guys who are really, you give the price, you give them the product, and they'll go in the market and sell it and come back.
Right.
Now, when you give this kind of offer, you give them the offer that, don't give discounts. I'll give you a very aggressive incentive. You don't give discounts. And once they, hit it, then you got to, celebrate them in a social setup.
Right.
Amongst the other guys who are, unwilling to sell without any discount. That's a mindset. We told you, right? It's a mindset. So make these guys the role model in your organization. Celebrate them more often. Create a social circle. See, always remember, the behavior which gets celebrated gets repeated.
Right.
I repeat again and more.
Yeah.
For the benefit of our viewers. The behavior which gets celebrated gets repeated. And sales is all about motivation. Sales is all about energy. Sales is all about celebration. So keep those guys on top and let the other guys look upon them as role models and see how they can improve their pitch, improve their communication, and sell it at a the price which the organization or the management wants.
Great. Okay, I'm going to leave you with one action step.
Yeah.
And we find this missing in a lot of organizations, which is something as simple as bringing all your sales team members together in one conference room and then just getting the high performers talk about what they're doing differently.
Correct.
Right? It sounds very simple. There's no novelty in this idea. But the fact is that a lot of organizations are not doing it. Right? We are not following the best practices of our best salespeople so that others can emulate. It's always a jigsaw puzzle. It's always, no, these guys are born with it. No, only babies are born, right? Right? Everything else is made out here, right? So here's a quick action step that you can get started with. If you have a sales team, even 2 people is a sales team, by the way, find out the top performer, have a little session, 45 minutes, get this person to talk about what he or she is doing differently, right? That's getting this person to get the numbers that they're able to hit month on month. And then make a framework of best practices and just get your other folks to follow it, right? Trust me, this itself can increase your sales by 3-4% because in fact, a lot of organizations themselves don't know what the best salespeople are doing.
Correct.
Right? And that's where the whole challenge is. So do this, take this action step, and trust me, this is going to be a very, very interesting session because you'll get a lot of insights, okay? So we're making this video on behalf of our, we got, in fact, a question today on our Facebook group regarding this topic. That's why we're making this video. Hardik, this video is for you. Guys, our endeavor is to add as much value as possible. So if you've got a question on your mind with regards to sales, let us know in the comments or join our Facebook group and just leave a note to us that we want a video on this particular topic. More than happy to add value to all of you. And yeah, that's what this whole YouTube series is all about. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope we added value. Do subscribe to this channel for a lot of interesting content coming your way. By the way, I'm doing an AMA tonight at 9 p.m. If you're interested, join me at 9 p.m. It's going to be a 1-hour discussion where you could ask me anything around sales. In fact, probably I could take up something on marketing as well, but we'll keep it largely to sales for now. All right, folks, you have a great day ahead. Cheers.
Bye.